About 150,000 members of the United Auto Workers Union could go on strike this week if a deal is not reached with three major automakers. Anne-Marie has a look at the history of how the famous union has used strikes to gain major benefits for its members.
Yeah, it feels like, unions have been around forever, but not really. The history of the labor and auto industry goes all the way back to about the 1930s, the late 1930s to be more exact. After years of tensions over income inequality and working conditions, GM workers launched a sit-down strike on December 30th, 1936. The workers chose this tactic so the automaker couldn't restart operations with replacement laborers. It led GM to recognize the union and provide as much as a 300% wage increase for workers at the plant. Ford did not agree as easily. Henry Ford threatened to stop making cars instead of allowing for unionization. Past organizing efforts had resulted in injuries, even deaths for Ford employees. It took a 10-day wildcat strike, which is a spontaneous, unofficial strike, for workers to win recognition there. Over the next couple of decades, there were several other strikes, but the 1970 GM strike set the stage for a new era in UAW. Over 400,000 GM workers walked off the job. That is as much as actually double the number who could strike this year. The union won multiple victories on pay and retirement, but it ended up costing them more than $160 million in strike benefits, which brings us to 2007. The automakers had been just bailed out by the government and were not willing to compromise. That 48-hour strike of about 78,000 GM workers was about demanding job guarantees. Ultimately, the union agreed to let GM create a two-tiered pay system that reduced pay and benefits for all employees who started after 2007. That pay system is among the major issues being disputed right now by the union. They want it off the books, and they want more job guarantees as corporations shift to electric vehicles, which don't require as many workers to produce, Vlad.
Very interesting. Anne-Marie, thank you very much. We'll continue to follow this story and have the latest developments on negotiations ahead of Thursday's deadline.